godfather of the Conservative Party of Canada. And the reason I say godfather is because he is one of the co-founders, and then he was Prime Minister for almost 10 years. And this is the last time the Conservatives have been in power since he stepped down in 2015. And that's no other than the name that I'm going to say will always give somebody a feeling. So when you hear his name, whatever feeling you have, he's definitely made an impact on Canada. Took us through the 2008 recession in a very steady way when we looked south of the border in the United States and what they went through in that 2008 recession, if you recall, with the housing markets and the foreclosures and what happened in other parts of the world. Well, Canada was in a much better situation under this Prime Minister, and that's no other than Stephen Harper. And now he has come out, openly endorsed Pierre Poilievre to lead the Conservative Party of Canada. Now, this was a very unexpected public entry into the race, as he has not spoken publicly about domestic politics and or even put out an endorsement such as this since he stepped down as leader and as in 2015 after losing the election to Justin Trudeau, who became Prime Minister with a supermajority. But now he posted a video on his social media where he endorses Pierre Poilievre, who's one of the 5 candidates who for the Conservative leadership election that will have the leader elected on September 10th. Take a look at former Prime Minister Stephen Harper's message of endorsement.
Friends, fellow Conservatives, greetings. I haven't talked to you like this in a while, and much has transpired. Our party, once again, has a leadership race underway. In this particular race, there's been a lot of speculation about whom I support or do not support and why. So it may be useful for my fellow party members to hear my views straight from me. It's a strong field, but one candidate has garnered disproportionate attention. Pierre Poilievre was a strong minister in my government. In the past several years, he's been our party's most vocal and effective critic of the Trudeau Liberals. He's been talking about the issues, especially the economic issues, that matter: slow growth, debt, inflation, lack of job and housing opportunities, and the need to fix the institutions that are failing Canadian families. He's proposing answers rooted in sound Conservative ideas, but ones adapted for today's realities. That's why he has the strong support of our caucus and our existing membership, and why he is bringing the most new members and a new generation into our party. That's how we win the next federal election. And in my opinion, Pierre has made by far the strongest case that he is the person to do that. I know, of course, that others, including some of my friends, may disagree with me, and I respect their views. But I thought you would like to know what my opinion actually is. Thank you for listening. God bless all of you, and God bless Canada.
Former Prime Minister Stephen Harper's message of endorsement for Pierre Poilievre. And if you need to know, well, Stephen Harper is an economist, and therefore that's why I mentioned the 2008 and how he steered the country through that recession and so many more policies that he put forward. What's interesting is that Pierre Poilievre, earlier in his campaign, well, he talked about cryptocurrencies and being able to opt out of inflation with cryptocurrencies. Since then, we haven't heard much about that policy since we heard, what the Bank of Canada governor said about on that and what we've seen happen in the market of recent when it comes to cryptocurrencies. But there you had the former Prime Minister, who's also an economist, who has now backed Pierre Poilievre openly. And since this election, the race started in February of this year, well, there was a lot of speculation what Stephen Harper would do and say when it came to Jean Charest. Well, it's been publicly known for quite some time that the two of them, Jean Charest and Stephen Harper, essentially butt heads when back then Harper was Prime Minister and Jean Charest was Premier of Quebec. It's, when it was just speculated that last time when Jean Charest tried to put his name in the 2020 election, well, Stephen Harper, there was speculation that he wouldn't have been happy about it. So now he's come out, and something that he usually doesn't do in terms of an open endorsement, and he's put his endorsement out very publicly. And this also comes after a time where Patrick Brown, who was one of the 6 candidates on the ballot, he's been disqualified earlier this month, and he has denied any wrongdoing of the disqualification, the reasons that the party gave for removing him from the election race. So that's where things are at. And to that, well, Jean Charest also put out a statement after that video saying that that Mr. Harper has made a personal choice and that he and his supporters will always be welcome to the CPC, saying that in his tweet, Charest said he says in response to Harper's video, saying that Harper was successful in uniting the Conservative Party of Canada, and as leader of the CPC, I commit to doing the same, because unity has been the main issue, to make sure as a big tent party that if the Conservatives stay united, then there would be a way forward for the next election, taking on the Liberals as well as the NDP. Now, Harper did appoint Pierre Poilievre as parliamentary secretary to the president of Treasury Board in 2006. The MP, who's been elected many times, he also served as the Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs in 2008 to 2011, and that was before he became parliamentary secretary to the Minister of Transport, Infrastructure and Communities in 2011 to 2013. So long time history there.